We are live. Hello, lovelies. Welcome to the Go Pure Glow Show. My name is Stephanie Classie. I'm the head of education here at Go Pure and your licensed clinical SD Bestie. I am so excited we are having this live today. We don't just have one special guest, we have two special guests, and I see so many of you in the chat. Lori's on, Ellen's on, I see Marie. Erin, who is one of our co-founders, is in the chat along with our incredible customer service team. We are so excited to chat today all about skin hydration. We're going to get into a really incredible skin hydration routine. But to start off the show, I want to share some really awesome things that are going on right now. Some of you may have seen that our 4th of July sale started today. In the chat, say hi, let us know where you're joining us from, and let us know if you've already taken advantage of this incredible limited offer with our 4th of July sale. It is a buy two, get one free. So Kaylee and I are for sure going to be sharing some of our skincare favorites, not just hydration favorites, but favorite pairs if you need ideas for what to shop. All you have to do is use code buy two, get one free. And when you add 3 items to your cart, the lower price item will be automatically free when you use that code. So it's super easy. Hi, Terry. Hi, Judy. Gwen is joining us from Alabama. This is so much fun. And now we're not just going to have a fun skin chat. We're also going to be doing giveaways because favorite part of my job is to help have you all get free skincare too, not just the great offers, but we love doing giveaways. So today I'm going to show you what we're going to give away. Who's excited for giveaways? Let's just in the chat, let us know if you are excited for giveaways today and for the sale. So throughout the show, we're going to be giving away this Dream Duo set. This was limited edition. The only way they're actually available now is if Kaylee and I give them away, which makes it even more fun. And this features our iconic 10% niacinamide booster and our advanced repair eye cream with that adorable little spatula. And then at the end of the show, we're going to be giving this away. And I have it propped up with a dramatically dewy box, so it's visible. But this is a really cool limited edition spa box, the Leanna collaboration. It has the headband, the dramatically dewy serum, our microdermabrasion exfoliator, and the advanced repair eye cream. These are some of the favorites we're going to be talking about in our hydration routine. So who's excited to try and win these? So we want to see you in the chat. We want to see what you have to say, ask your questions, and we're just going to have so much fun. So who is excited for the Go Pure Glow Show? And as always, like, comment, and share. Let's get as many people as we can on this live because we're just going to get right into it. We have a very special guest that we're going to start with. And I'm super excited because we've never had them on the show. And we've had so many really cool people that work here at Go Pure on our last few lives. And so I am ecstatic. So many of you have had a chance to already meet Erin, who is one of our co-founders in the VIP group. She is amazing. But today we have Alex, who is our other co-founder and CEO. So let's just get right into it and let's get Alex on the Go Pure Glow Show and let's welcome him in the chat. So welcome, Alex. I'm so excited. You are on live with me tonight.
Hey, Stephanie. It's so great to be here. Been watching you do these and with Kaylee and the whole team for so long. It's really fun to be a part of it. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you are willing to be on the show. And I'm just really excited to be able to introduce you to our VIPs. They get to see your face, they get to hear your voice, and we get to share a bit more about Go Pure and answer some of their questions. So if you have a question for Alex, be thinking of it because at the end of this section with Alex, we're going to do a Q&A session. How does that sound?
Sounds great to me. Let's do it. This is exciting. I'm already seeing the comments and people saying, they're excited to ask questions and stuff like that. So let's do it.
And Alex is going to do the first giveaway too. So
love doing giveaways.
Giveaways are so fun. All right. So I have heard your skincare story before. You've had a personal journey with your own skin. You know how this journey can impact people. So can you please briefly share your experience with your own skin and how it has impacted you?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know I just kind of shared this with the team more recently, but it definitely was a really big part of my life for a while, and it really affected me. Basically, when I was back in high school, I had like the worst acne you can imagine. I mean, it's, everybody has kind of teenage acne and, hormonal levels, a lot of that causes it. But mine was like, I mean, cystic, like just really bad. And so, it really affected my life, especially at those teenage years. You're a lot more just, you don't really know, who you are yet. And so a lot of, your appearance and what people think of you and how people, see you, it kind of impacts how we feel about ourselves. And I felt terrible about myself. I was depressed. I was not happy and I was miserable. Actually, I tried everything kind of on the market at the time, all kinds of different, benzoyl peroxide, natural thing, all kinds of things. Nothing worked. Eventually, I had to resort to a prescription drug. It was called Accutane, and it cleared up my skin pretty quickly, and actually just really dramatically changed my life. Like I went from being, unhappy to being just a super happy kid, and it just but then, speaking about like toxic ingredients and things like that, eventually it turned out Accutane can cause all kinds of like liver damage and depression and suicide. I've all gotten really bad stuff. I think it's maybe not even on the market anymore, but yeah. So I mean, the point is that I definitely believe and understand how our face and the skin and all of our face is kind of the first impression that people see. It's how we see ourselves when we wake up and look in the mirror first thing in the morning, and it's really important to our like mental and physical well-being. And so that kind of philosophy and belief drives what we do at GoPure, the way we create products, the thought and intention that we put into them. We really go above and beyond because we really understand this is like serious for people. It really can make a big difference and a big impact in people's lives.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I get really frustrated when people act like skincare is not necessary or it's just this vain thing. I'm like, no, this is real life. Like how we feel in our own skin impacts how we present ourselves day in and day out. But I love that you mentioned, that really is who we are here. And this really is a family business too. I always want people to know this is a true family business. And I just love seeing you and Aaron with your family and how much you love your family. But this really is a family owned business. And can you give us just a background on the history of GoPure, how we got started and kind of how we got to where we are now?
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely get into that. But I just do want to say that, it did start as a family business. At this point, we have such an incredible team. I mean, obviously, Stephanie, you are part of that team, and Kaylee also, everybody who's on our team. It's really grown way bigger than just Aaron and me at this point. It's the team that's driving everything from product development to education to marketing to supply, everything, all the parts of running a business. It's become more of that. And I know that all of you guys like really feel the same way, like feel really passionately about how do we really make an impact, positive impact in our customers' lives. Like every time we work on something or talk about anything, it's always from the perspective of how do we improve our customers' lives? How do we bring them value? How do we save them money? Whatever we can do, basically. And like, we just believe that we'll grow a successful business by really giving our customers value first. And like, that will grow over time just naturally. So, but yeah, how we started it. So Aaron and I were actually, we were owners and running a online retail beauty business where we sold many different brands from many different categories. Makeup, hair, and skincare was one of those categories. And, when you run a business like that, you're going to be very involved with what brands you're selecting and curating for your customers, what the reviews are coming in, what people are saying in their customer, when you speak to the customers just directly, right? And so we kind of noticed this pattern over time that when it came to skincare, a lot of customers kind of had to settle for one side of it or the other. And so it would be like either people said, I just really need to get great results. Like, I don't care what's in there, right? Or they would say, I really don't want toxic stuff on my face. I'm going to have to not get the results. And the products that were on the market at the time were really on this like spectrum of these two extremes. It was either like dermatological, like medical grade skincare, where it did have a bunch of stuff in there that you don't want to be putting on your skin, or it was just like super like all the way organic products that just were good, weren't bad for you, but also didn't do much, right? And then often things would have ingredients in them also that would actually make people's skin worse, would make people's skin irritated, or just sensitive, red, breakout, whatever it may be, which is the opposite of like what we're trying to accomplish, right? So we just decided to see maybe we can, bring some innovation to this market and basically combine, clean beauty, clean ingredients, non-toxic ingredients with packing the products with a lot of super effective active ingredients that do what they're supposed to do, are still, non-toxic, but definitely deliver results. And then we also said, let's see how we can intentionally actually price these products in a way that's accessible for people, much more so than these super expensive brands that you see at some of these prestigious stores. And that's not an easy thing to pull off, making products that are clean and effective and priced, reasonable. It's not easy, and it was not an easy process, but we did end up pulling it off with our first product, and then went from there, and constantly still trying to increase the standards on what clean beauty means to us, what effective ingredients mean to us. So with every product that we release, we're actually trying to take it to even the next level. So that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah. And I always love just hearing you talk about it, because, and I love that everyone here on this live gets to hear that from you. Cause I even told you, I'm like, I can say that a million times, but it really is a mission driven company that is so intentional with the being clean and being affordably priced and being clinically effective. I mean, it's so intentional. And I'm seeing some great questions already popping up. Someone's asking what our first product was. Do you remember, Alex?
Yeah, our first product was the Originals Vitamin C Serum, actually.
Yeah.
And so we actually initially introduced that to the customers from the beauty retail business that we had, and had a really positive response, and then went from there.
That's really cool. So a big part of this is that we really are a customer-centered company. And I love hearing about the VIP group, because I feel like that the VIP group and our customers complete the picture. Because why do we care so much about clean products? Why do we care so much about them actually working? Why do we care if it's affordable? Because we want every single person to be able to have access to these and get the results that they want, so they can feel incredible in their own skin. But can you share a little bit about the VIP group, what that impact has had on you and Aaron as founders, if it gave you any like different perspective on the business, and what we're doing here?
Yeah, definitely. The VIP group is amazing. The engagement that goes on in there, how supportive people are of each other. People answer each other's questions. I know obviously like you guys do a lot in there as well, our educators, right? But it's cool to see people helping each other. And it just brings everything a little bit more to life. We see obviously like for example, we have a policy, like we never do negative reviews, like we're very transparent. Transparency and like honesty is a big part of the brand, right? But so we see great reviews coming in all the time. We see customers just emailing in, but with the VIP group, it was like, I don't know, something about it just made it way more real. People are posting before and after pictures. They're posting their stories. I think maybe it's just like more emotional of the stories that we're seeing in there, more real, maybe because the private group, people feel more comfortable sharing. And I know when we first introduced it, it was just kind of like, oh, let's try this out, and pretty quickly it just blew up to like 16,000 members or something like that. I think this is in 2020. And it was just, to be honest, it was kind of like a little bit of like, wow, there's some pressure on it. Like it made it more real, like these are like, it just made it more real. These are real people. They're counting on us to make great products, to price them right, to just do right by them, and it was just like, okay, we have a mission here. We gotta do right by our customers, basically.
Yeah. And I think that's important, because I want everyone to know behind the scenes, we're always talking about every customer, and well, how are they going to feel about this? And how is this going to impact them? I mean, truly customer forward. And I love the VIP group because, like you said, we get to hear stories day in and day out and really see the impact of what we're trying to do here and accomplish. But you said something to me early on when I started here about the VIP group that it really did impact me because, and I think it really ties together your personal story because you had a transformative experience with your skin and it impacted your confidence. And you mentioned that you actually saw that playing out day in and day out. And I love that I get to see that too. But yeah, I always love that story when you were really talking about that. You really connected with everyone's story because you had that experience on your own too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, to this day, like, just so everybody knows, like, we're in there all the time, like, reading the comments, hearing your feedback, all the stuff you guys don't like about the packaging. We're listening, we're, whatever it may be, like, we're paying attention. We really care about what our customers think and say and tell us. And so, that's just one part of it. Like, we're definitely hearing your feedback, but no, you're right. I mean, like I said, it just made it a lot more real. You're just seeing real customer, raw emotional stories about how much Go Pure has improved their lives, has impacted their lives in a positive way, has improved their skin. And it's great. It's actually like, it's very fulfilling. It makes like, we work hard at Go Pure. It's not easy to do what we do, clean beauty, effective and priced right. And, it's a competitive business. It's a competitive space. There are a lot of brands on the market, right? So even though we have what we believe are incredible products, some of the best on the market, it's not always easy to get heard amongst all the noise out there, right? So we all work really hard here. And when we see those stories, when we see people posting their photos, their success stories, it just makes it so much more worth it for us, what we do day in and day out.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we do it, like really that's when I see a before and after, I just geek out so much because we do work so hard, but we really do for the real people that use these products.
Absolutely.
So I saw someone ask, what is your favorite product?
I knew this would come up. And I mean, it's like asking me like which of my kids I love the most. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really hard to answer that question. But and as we release new stuff, sometimes it changes too.
Yeah.
Right now, I would say, again, it's hard to pick one. I would say the vitamin C oil is an incredible product. It's 30% vitamin C. It actually doesn't even require preservatives. Vitamin C doesn't oxidize it. You can put it next to any other vitamin C serum for 3 months. It'll look the same when the other one will oxidize. Yeah. And, it's a pricier formula for sure because of what it is. It's one of the most innovative products on the market right now. So that's one of my favorites. Dramatically Dewy is definitely equal to that one, or I don't know. Yeah, incredible product. As you call it, liquid silk, it literally feels that way. That product I really love also because while most of our products deliver results over time, like maybe 30 days, 60 days, and the longer people use it, the bit more results. But that one, you could see the effects of the glow like almost immediately, even after applying it. And it's really cool. It's and just obviously knowing everything we put in there. So sorry to go off on a rant. I would say those two. The Firm and Lift is an incredible product. On a day-to-day basis, like personally, I use the vitamin C oil. I use the Dramatically Dewy. I'll alternate. I used to use the Firm and Lift a lot more, but these two kind of took over for me. So.
Well, you can use the vitamin C oil and the Firm and Lift together. Technically.
I know. It's just, like I said, it's hard. Like we have a lot of great products, I mean, I would use all of them if I could, but.
Well, okay. Since you mentioned Dramatically Dewy, I do want to chat about that for a second because I think it's a really strong example of the evolution of our products. And us as a brand, us continually like staying true to that resolve of like innovative formulas, because skincare is like you said, it's very competitive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also constantly evolving. And the skincare, the timeline to develop products, especially when you are making something amazing and you're not going to compromise, right? It's not, you don't just come out with something in a month. And so you have to be constantly evolving. And I have my set of original serums right here. And I think that the Dramatically Dewy is a strong example of like where the brand started with the original hyaluronic acid serum, evolved into the Hydrate and Smooth serum that you can find in the Actives Trio. And then the Dramatically Dewy serum is again that next, even more advanced, evolved iteration of that. So can you chat kind of about that, like how we develop products just a little bit, working with chemists? I've heard you talk about kind of, I love talking about the pressure we put on them and how we do challenge them. And the Dramatically Dewy is just such a strong example of that. And maybe like that process, anything you want to add?
Absolutely. Yes. There's oftentimes we joke, about how much easier this would be if we didn't have like such high standards for what we, develop. And it's a joke because it is hard. It is hard to make things that, to the standards that we have. Like even to this day, most companies will either choose kind of like, results versus clean. Like it's hard to do both, and the price, the way that we try to price the products, it's also very challenging. So yeah, this particular product, I'm glad that you kind of brought this up, because this was the first product where initially we were like, all right, let's make products that combine the clean beauty and the effective ingredients, right? And it was just kind of like, what's the best we can do with this, right? This was the first product where we actually said, let's try to make this, even though it'll be clean ingredients, even better than the stuff that's not clean. Like as far as the texture, the absorption, the results, everything, right? So it is definitely an evolution, like you said. I think we're going to keep getting better and better. I know that, I don't want to get in trouble, but I know about some things that we have in the works, which is really exciting. And so, yeah, we're just constantly trying to get better. It doesn't mean that our previous products were not good, right? But if we can improve and create something even better, why not, right? We believe in that constant, improvement. And so, yeah, that product took a while actually to do and release. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's worth it to make a great product, even though it's harder and it takes a longer time. But we believe it's worth it.
Yeah. And, the Dramatically Dewy was one of the products that I got to kind of be a part of on, behind the scenes, just with like seeing the journey of it, I guess, is what I mean. And I just wish people knew, like, we really have such high standards, and you have a formula, but then it's like making it and making sure the texture stays the same and making sure that it stays this and this, and it layers with your other products. And there's so much that goes into it. And like you said, it would be a lot easier if we didn't care if they worked, or if we didn't care that they had to be clean. I mean, even our list of what we're not putting in our products is constantly evolving, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're staying up on all ingredient studies, all the science that comes out around skincare. And yeah, it's an evolving thing. And, I think that's a good thing. I think that hopefully 5 years from now, our products will blow our current products away, if we're doing our job right. So, like you said, it's not easy, but at the end of the day, like if it was easy, I guess every brand would be doing it. I mean, we're doing something pretty innovative and different. So yeah, it's going to be challenging. We're okay with that.
Yeah. And I think that I'm seeing comments and stuff, especially like the Dramatically Dewy is a game changer. I love the Dewy. Terry saying she loves hearing about the new products. And I saw someone just ask if it's okay for oily skin. Bonnie, yes, it is. And Kaylee and I are actually going to get into the details of the product too. So stay tuned when Kaylee's on. We're going to talk about, we are for sure going to talk about Dramatically Dewy quite a bit. But when we see that reaction, and knowing that we had the original hyaluronic acid serum and the Hydrate and Smooth, to come out with a product that is like, okay, but this is a serum with hyaluronic acid, when it's a top seller, because it is that evolution. And like you said, it's necessary. If you kept the same products forever and ever and ever, you wouldn't be doing your customers that service. We wouldn't be a truly customer-centered company if we weren't staying on the cutting edge of the skin science and still challenging what's clean and still working so hard day in and day out to make these products really responsibly priced. I mean, I know because I can look at an ingredient list and be like, oh yeah, this should be this much. Or I know a product that has a fraction of this in there. Like you mentioned the vitamin C oil. That form of vitamin C is the most expensive form of vitamin C on the market.
Yep.
And we use it at such, I mean, I know brands that have that ingredient in there at a fraction of what we have.
3%.
It's like $100+ product. I mean, really the intention behind it. I mean, these are such great products at such a great value, and it truly is like for our customers. And I love that. And I love that I get to see it all the time.
Yeah. And I just want to add on a little bit of a different note for all the customers watching right now. Like, just so you guys know, Stephanie and Kaylee put so much preparation into these lives. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity. Like, as you said, you guys are going to get into the details later. And honestly, you're going to explain it way better than I ever could or Aaron could. You guys really have a great asset here in Stephanie and Kaylee being in the VIP group, doing these lives where you can literally ask questions directly of them. And they really just care so much. Like, I just know how much pressure they put on themselves before each one and how much preparation, like they really care. And so I just want all the customers to know that, like, this is kind of a special thing.
We are their SD besties. I care so much. I mean, I've had my own journey with my skin too, as an esthetician. And sometime maybe I'll kind of go into my story and why I became an educator, but I do care so much. Like, I want everyone to feel confident in their routine and their products and how to use it, because skincare is so subjective. It's not one size fits all. And I think it's important, especially as we launch new products. I know it would be so easy to just say, oh, get all the things and use them and whatnot. But we want you all to have just the products that are right for you, for your skin, for your routine. And I love being in the VIP group and getting to know you all and seeing the names pop up on here. It is just so much fun. So now, before we do a giveaway, Alex, because we're gonna be giving away a dream duo, this is everyone's opportunity. We're gonna take just a little bit of time and do a Q&A session with Alex. So if you guys have any questions that you have found, Kaylee or Emila, feel free to pop them up on the screen, or we can look at some as they scroll by. I know we did answer a couple, but what questions do you have for Alex? Oh, that's a great question. Is there any chance GoPure will be sold in stores?
Yes. I don't know how much more I can say, but definitely.
Yeah, it's just a goal, like a future goal. Because again, like, we want to positively impact as many people as possible. And, the more opportunity we have to do that, I think, that's great. Next question.
But really quick on that point. Yes, that is in the works. However, we do really enjoy the way that our business is right now, which is direct to consumer. We get to connect with you all like pretty directly, hear from you all. So that is really a cool part of our business right now. I think that does go away a little bit when you're selling through a store and people are going to the store and buying. But yeah, I mean, it does make it easier for people to get the products, when they're already out there shopping for things. So at the end of the day, if it brings value to our customers, we're doing it.
Okay. Yeah. I love the direct connection for sure. I mean, I think it's very special what we do.
I agree.
So are you working on a clean sunscreen? Sandra Brown is asking.
Yes. Yes. Coming soon.
Coming very soon. And lots of work and energy and attention has gone.
That when you talk about product development and something being difficult, and making a mineral sunscreen that is actually incredible is very difficult. And it took like 2 years. But yes, it's coming.
It is coming. What do we have? Another question we can pop up. Someone's asking, when was the company started?
2018. Around there.
Our 6th birthday is coming up. Is it the 6th birthday?
Maybe 17. I don't know. Time's warped lately. It's flying by.
Sometimes I'm just like, what is
I'd have to
today?
look it up.
What are we doing today?
Yes.
What is
Yeah.
now?
Sometimes on Tuesday, I'm like, that's been a long week.
Sometimes I feel like that on Monday.
Agreed.
Oh, okay. So I'm seeing a lot of product questions. So this is a great opportunity. So I'm seeing questions about a tinted sunscreen, excited for sunscreen. I saw a question on a brow serum, eye primer, any additional sunscreen products in the works. So here's what I want everyone to do while Alex is on here, before we let him go and as they're choosing the winner. I want everyone to comment in the chat what products you want to see us work on here at GoPure. What do you want Alex to know?
Please.
You want us to have here at GoPure? This is such a great opportunity because I'm seeing someone asking, will we be doing hair products? So there's so many things and ideas that you all have. So right now, I want you all in the chat. Let us know what you want to see here at GoPure.
Yeah, and just to answer that specific question, no specific plans to do hair products anytime in the near future. Maybe eventually. We feel like there's a lot more we could still do with skincare. There are we're missing some products like an acne line, for example, would be one example. Obviously, SPF things. There's just a lot more we can still do with skincare and maybe body skincare, maybe color stuff, before we get into hair. Hair is a totally different category, really.
And it's funny that you say that because I am quite the beauty expert. I mean, I've been in this industry a very long time. Makeup and skin are my thing. When it comes to hair, it is so different.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I'm sitting there trying to fix my own hair, like literally fix the damage. And I'm using my experience because it's so confusing to me because hair is so different. Like, what products do I use? What order? All of this to really be a better educator because hair is so different. It's such a different universe. And I'm going through this process myself, being like, this is people's experience with skin and skincare, what I'm feeling now. And like trying to just be so aware of that process because it's so different.
Yeah.
It's not like worth it to just try and come out with stuff to have it if it's not going to be like incredible and like true to who we are as.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like we're not going to do anything just to do it or just to have a product for something. We're only going to do something that we feel like this can be like one of the best products on the market and definitely the best at this price. So we're not going to just like do hair so we could sell more stuff.
Yeah.
We're only going to do it if we're confident we can make an incredible, like game-changing product.
Yeah. And that's, oh, I see the confetti.
We have a winner.
We have a winner.
Donna Jackson, congratulations.
So you
are the winner of the Dream Duo.
Dream Duo set, not even available for purchase, only available for giveaways from a co-founder and an SD bestie here on the live. Congratulations, Donna. And thank you, everyone. If you have more questions, we will have more opportunity to have Alex on. I'm hoping to have Aaron on as well. So this is just the first conversation of many. But remember, Alex is in the VIP group. Aaron is in there. And if you have questions, ideas, anything, really use that group. Take advantage of that space because like Alex said, we're all in there all the time. And that's what that group is for, is it's such a special place for us all to be connected and for us to really listen and have this experience together. So thank you so much, Alex. Is there any parting words you want to leave with our incredible VIPs?
No, I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for inviting me on. Like I said, I've been watching you all do these for quite a while now. I always love how well you connect with the customers, educate them, help them overcome their confusion. So it's really great to see all the comments and all the customers on here. So thank you to all the customers. We know you all have a choice when it comes to skincare. We really appreciate that you choose to trust and GoPure for your skincare needs. And that's really all I have to say this time. So thank you all. Well,
thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely evening, Alex. And I want everyone to know we're not done. So don't go anywhere because we're still going to give away stuff. We have a grand prize at the end. I see someone asking how you join the VIP group. So someone can drop that link. It's on Facebook. You can also search the GoPure VIP community. But Kaylee and I are going to talk all about skin hydration. So you just finished phase 1 of the awesome live. Phase 2 is coming up. But we will say bye to you, Alex, and have a great evening.
All right.
We will chat soon. So that was so amazing. And yes, don't go anywhere because we're just going to pop Kaylee on. You may have already met her on the live that we did last month. And, you know, 1 SD bestie is great. 2 SD besties is double the fun always. And so let's welcome Kaylee to the Go Pure Glow Show. Hey, Kaylee.
Hi.
How's the weather over there?
The weather is calming down. If you remember from last live, it was a thunderstorm, and there's a thunderstorm today as well. So.
I know. The last 2 big lives, because Kaylee and I don't live that far from one another, but the weather can still be drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were literally before the live going through stuff, it was a hailstorm.
Hailing. Yes.
And last time that was my house, where it was a hailstorm at my house. So the dream team is here to chat.
We're here.
All about hydration routine. But I want to remind everyone that we have the 4th of July sale going on. And so you can, the code is buy 2, get 1. And you just put the stuff in your cart and, you know, you get your 2 items, you add the third one will be free, but it'll be the lowest priced item. And this is a limited time. This goes through July 6th. So limited time. Everyone's saying, hey, Kaylee.
Hi, guys.
Brenda saying your makeup looks great, Kaylee.
Oh, thank you, Brenda.
So skin hydration. We're gonna buzz through this because we had such a great chat with Alex.
Yes.
I love that chat. What did you think? Did you learn anything, Kaylee?
Yeah, I think that was some big shoes for me to fill going after him. So I'm glad you all were able to meet him. Alex and Aaron are amazing. So now it's me.
Listen, you are just as amazing.
Thank you.
So, all right. Skin hydration and routine. So one thing I want everyone to get from this chat, because I always want everyone to know how to use your products, and supporting skin hydration is really important because that's literally a natural function of our skin, is keeping our skin hydrated. So many of the functions of our skin literally are centered around keeping water in our skin and keeping it hydrated. Our skin actually contains 64% water, and hydrated skin is healthy skin. And we're going to talk all about kind of what happens when our skin's dehydrated and how we can support those processes with our skincare routine. Because yes, we love Dramatically Dewy. She's gorgeous, but it's not just one product, because skin hydration really is 2 parts. It's getting that, you know, moisture and then locking it in. And that's what I think a lot of people get wrong. And it is super funny because I don't know if anyone in the chat has seen skin flooding in any like articles or going around on social media. And I saw you make a face, Kaylee, because when we talk about skin flooding, I wanted to fall over because basically I'm like, you're just giving a silly name.
There's always a name.
A fundamental like skincare step. You know, you put on your hydration serum, you want to lock it in with moisturizer. You know, it's just like basic skincare. You know what we should do, Kaylee? Let's just find like a basic skincare step and give it a silly name. And we're just going to take off. We're going to go viral for giving basic skincare.
Coin it for ourselves.
Silly name. That's our next plan.
That is true. There's always a name for something.
But because, okay, as we age, we know cell turnover slows. I am in the throes of aging. I had the most wicked hot flash right before we started. Perimenopause is so fun. Being in your 40s is just great. Can't wait for this to continue. But it really is like, as you age, we lose components of our skin, components that keep our skin hydrated, ceramides, lipids, our natural moisture factor. We lose hyaluronic acid in our skin. We lose them naturally as we age, right? And it's impacted by those natural factors of aging and what's going on internally and what's going on in the world around us. We live in Denver. It's super dry. And so even our skin can't even stay hydrated as well as it wants to because it's internal and external that impact Skin hydration. Jill saying skin flooding sounds like a disaster. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that. Literally, skin flooding is just you put on your hydration serum and you lock it in with a moisturizer, which is what we're going to kind of talk about today. They just
we'll get to it.
But Kaylee, let's talk about the impact of skin dehydration because it's not fun. Our skin does not like to be dehydrated.
Yeah, no. Let's start off with a fact. So, fun fact, our skin is constantly losing water. So we want to know in the chat, let us know what you think, how our skin looks when it's dehydrated, the loss of water, how it impacts our skin. Just, drop a comment what you think it looks like and feels like when your skin is dehydrated. We want to know.
And has anyone, been like, wow, my skin you can feel it.
Feel it.
So how does your skin look and feel when it gets dehydrated? Because it is like our skin is constantly losing water and our skin wants to keep in the water and we want our skincare to help keep in the water. So we have looks dull, dry and wrinkly, dry and patchy, itchy, dry, blotchy. Lots of, dry, wrinkly, leathery, tight and dry.
Dull.
Yep. Someone says, I look older. And that's the thing, like when our skin is dehydrated, dehydration ages our skin and makes it look and feel older. So a skincare routine that supports that hydration can actually help us have more youthful and healthy looking skin. It's a fundamental thing with skin hydration. Yeah, you see someone says it hurts. And so two of the main things that help our skin naturally stay hydrated are a component called our skin's natural moisture factor. And I want everyone to think of this as you have an internal hydration serum in your skin. So you have like a built-in hydration serum in those upper layers of your skin. Then you have your lipid barrier, which is like your skin's natural moisturizer. And so our routine, essentially a hydration routine, mimics that. We have the hydration serum and then we have the moisturizer. And they work together to keep the good stuff in our skin, which is water. And you've heard me say this 9 million times. And the bad stuff out, those environmental stressors, bacteria, all of those bad things. And they really do work together. It's not just one thing. And what's funny, I was telling Kaylee too, I love that people are talking about skin barrier in, like, I see it on social, you have barrier supportive skincare products, but no one really talks about natural moisture factor, but that's the other part of it. And it is really important. So Kaylee, can you talk a little bit more? We had people mention it in the comments. Talk to us about the difference between dry and dehydrated skin, because they are different and they get confused quite a bit. So give us the lowdown.
Yeah, absolutely. So dry skin is a skin type. It is a lack of oil in and on the skin, whereas dehydrated skin is a temporary skin condition. It's a lack of water in the skin. Dry skin is more prone to dehydration, but really, like I mentioned earlier, all skin is constantly losing water. Our skin's lipid barrier works really hard to try to keep that water in.
Yeah. Dry skin, I think of it as like, we just don't have as much built-in natural moisturizer. We just don't have as much natural moisturizer in our skin. But when we don't have that, it can't keep the water in, so it can become dehydrated. So the natural moisture factor that I was kind of talking about really protects our skin from damage. It supports barrier function. So it supports the lipid barrier. And it, again, like that natural internal serum that supports healthy processes in our skin. And actually like 20 to 30% of the dry weight of our skin is the natural moisture factor. It's not just one thing. It's a bunch of things like minerals working together, hyaluronic acid. It's a very cool combination of a bunch of different things that make that up. And when we don't get enough moisture in the air, it can't work as well, because it's really interesting that it actually reacts to the amount of moisture that's in the air around us. And so if you live in a very dry place, it can't function as well. And so our skincare routine can really support that as well. And like I said, when we lose that water, like Kaylee said, which is a natural process, it's called transepidermal water loss. So our natural components and our skincare is trying to prevent that from happening. So what happens when skin is dehydrated versus hydrated, Kaylee?
Yeah, so you guys already mentioned that in the comments earlier.
Yep.
You were all correct. So dehydrated skin can be dull, it can be rough, it loses its plumpness, elasticity, lines and wrinkles appear a little bit more visible, redness, irritation, itchiness, blotchiness, flakiness. Even the under eye area can appear a little bit darker. So those are all possible signs, of dehydrated skin as well.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like hydrated skin is healthy skin. And so dehydrated skin, I mean, it shows up in so many ways in our skin, so many ways. And someone was just asking about the hydration serum and if it burns. What's really cool about hydration and barrier boosting serums is they're very easy to tolerate. They're packed with humectants. So humectants are skincare ingredients that grab onto water and they hold it onto the skin and hopefully help bring it into the skin, like the natural humectants that we have in our skin. They want to just grab onto it and they want to keep it there. And humectant-rich serums can be very easy to tolerate, especially ones like the Dramatically Dewy, that its purpose is supporting hydration and supporting our skin's barrier. What's really cool about this serum, makes it different, is it does both of those. And yeah, we have those humectants in our skin and in our skincare, which is super cool. And when we improve skin hydration, it improves the look of redness and sensitivity and texture and lines and wrinkles and elasticity, which I don't think gets mentioned enough. Like dehydrated skin is really tied to a loss of elasticity in our skin, that crepiness, skin tone, texture. And when our skin is properly hydrated, it can look very plump, and that plump skin is lovely. It looks plumper and less prone to damage. So Kaylee, do you want to highlight one of the most commonly talked about humectants that's just floating around there?
Yeah.
And we're going to do a giveaway after this too. So we're going to do a giveaway and we're going to answer a couple questions that I see popping up, but we promise we're not ignoring you.
Yes, stick around. Yeah, so hyaluronic acid, you might have heard of it before, like Stephanie mentioned, is a humectant. It is found naturally in our skin. It can hold 1,000 times its weight in water. And it can be found in different forms in our skincare specifically. We typically use hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, and hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid. Smaller weights of hyaluronic acid do penetrate the skin more deeply, which is why we include multiple weights of hyaluronic acid in our products. And they just work really well together. They create a nice synergy and dynamic in the skin. But hyaluronic acid itself, say that.
It's hard. I had to practice. I had to learn how to say the word
hyaluronic acid itself is easily tolerable, very safe to use, and it's suitable for all skin types. So we love it.
And Lori's asking when we should use the dewy. We're actually going to go through a whole routine here in just a second. And it's good for all skin types, but it's especially good for if you have very dry skin, normal to very dry skin. The way this was formulated actually is very cool. And so it has those ingredients at higher levels. So it works well because sometimes hyaluronic acid doesn't work well for very dry skin. And it's all about the formulation. And so you can use it day and night. And it's amazing. So I'm trying to look at some questions. Let's answer some questions really quick while they choose a winner, because I want to give away. Oh, that's not it. We're not giving this away. We're giving this away. The Dream Duo that has the 10% Niacin My Booster, which is, this actually is a hydrating serum as well. And we're actually going to be talking about both of these products here in the routine, the Advanced Repair Eye Cream. We have a winner. So Sarah Holman, you won the Dream Duo set. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sarah.
So keep asking questions. So Cindy's saying, I'm obsessed with a Dramatically Dewy. And we are going to go through the steps, Tammy. So after this, we're going to go right through the steps. It can be used with, so Ellen's asking, can it be used with the neck cream? Yes, it can. It's great with the neck cream. The neck cream also has some really great natural hydration supportive ingredients in there too. And that's a good point. I actually want to mention that. So humectants are found in skincare. The only types of skincare that generally don't have humectants are the ones that don't have any water in them. So things that don't have water are going to just be barrier supportive, those lipids and oils that want to lock in the hydration. And all of the Go Pure serums So everything in the Actives Trio, even the original serums, the 10% niacinamide booster, the dewy, they're all very rich in humectants, but so are your moisturizers. So that's great because you have humectants in all of these different types of products that you're layering on the skin. And Autumn is saying, I've noticed a difference. It makes your skin really soft. Donna's saying humectants are like laying an invisible sponge on your skin. I really like that. I really like that way to say that. How often to use dewy for the first time? So the dramatically dewy can be used once a day or twice a day. You can use it right away. It's very easy to tolerate. It doesn't have those ingredients like retinol or potent vitamin C that you maybe want to ease into. You can really just start using it. So Kaylee, let's get it. Let's mention the sale because again, 4th of July sale.
Yes.
With the code buy 2 get 1. Amazing, limited time. So it goes through the 6th of July. But let's put this in the context of a routine because that's what matters, right? Like we can tell you all these great things, but let's talk about a routine. So in the comments, who's excited to learn a little bit about the esthetician approved hydration routine. And like I said, it's those parts of, if I can get anything across, is that it's just important when you use anything that hydrates this, especially a serum that is hydration supportive and hydrates the look of skin, you want to lock it in with a moisturizer. That's the biggest mistake people make, is that it's not just one thing. It's a 2-step process of, you use the serum and you lock it in with a moisturizer. But I love doing this when I exfoliate, because when I exfoliate, I'm not using retinol. And so you can obviously do just a hydration routine day or night. It doesn't have to be an exfoliation routine. I just like talking about it with exfoliation because properly exfoliated skin, right when you freshly exfoliate, just think about like removing those dead cells and how your skin's going to really be ready to absorb that. And we want to support our skin barrier and hydrate the skin when we exfoliate. And Susan's saying, I dab some on my eyes in the morning. I love it around the eye area. It's lovely. Think about that, like dab it around the eyes, lock it in with the eye cream. I love that. So and it's about what's right for your skin type too, but this does work for all skin types. We're going to give a couple different options for hydration in the serum section. So we're going to just go through the routine and give some tips. How does that sound, Kaylee?
That sounds great to me.
Sounds good. Because this doesn't need to be crazy long and drawn out. I mean, skincare should not be complicated. It should be fun and accessible. So
absolutely,
we start with cleansing, right? Cleanse the skin. What people don't know about dehydrating skin, and you've probably heard me say it if you've been on my lives before, is that if you use hot water, it can dehydrate your skin. So if you're using like hot water or harsh cleansing products, that's why I love that the vitamin C cleanser does not have SLS in there. It's very easy to tolerate, but avoid using hot water when you cleanse because you don't want to overstrip the skin and compromise the barrier, because that can actually lead to dehydration, and we don't want that. Nope.
We don't. Yeah, I agree with that point. And also avoid harsh cleansing surfactants. That's typically what's drying out your skin and causing your skin to feel irritated or stripped after cleansing. So that's why I love our vitamin C cleanser so much too, is because it is SLS free and it's gentle and all skin types can use it.
Yeah, it's just such a great solid cleanser.
Absolutely.
So next step, exfoliation. I will leave this in the box, but remember at the end, we're giving this away. So this set that has the headband, the eye cream, the microdermabrasion resurfacing exfoliator, and the dramatically dewy. Exfoliation, especially with something like a really gentle scrub like this, is so great for an exfoliation routine because it does just kind of clear the path for the rest of your skincare routine. But you want to stick to gentle exfoliation. The microdermabrasion scrub has a very low level of alpha hydroxy acids in it. And then it has those very, very gentle physical exfoliants. But don't overdo it. If you over exfoliate and get into a habit of trying to like scrub your skin daily, you are just going to end up compromising your skin barrier over time. And that will lead to dehydrated skin in the long run.
Yeah. That's so true. And I think one thing people don't know about AHAs or alpha hydroxy acids is that they actually are humectants. So they help your skin retain moisture and hydrate the look of your skin while they are working to exfoliate. Yep. So yeah, like you mentioned, gentle levels of AHAs in here. So it gives you that exfoliation without stripping your skin.
Yeah. And I see a question saying, how often should you exfoliate? It really depends on your skin and your skin type. But one thing as an esthetician that I have seen is that people get caught in like a vicious cycle of over exfoliation, because when your skin is, when you've compromised your skin barrier and when it gets dehydrated and you have a compromised barrier, your skin feels dull, rough, and dry. So your brain says, oh, I need to scrub. And then you keep scrubbing. But if you every day, if you're doing that, that can really just be what is actually causing your skin to feel rough. Yeah. So I actually typically exfoliate myself 1 to 2 times a week. I really don't exfoliate more than that. And it's made a huge difference in my skin, because I don't know about you, Kaylee, when I went to aesthetic school, like sometimes they're just like, use so much glycolic acid.
There's a lot of exfoliation
flying around. Yeah. And over exfoliation can just literally cause more problems, but exfoliation is important. It is an important skincare step. So I like say 1 to 3 times, but again, it depends on your skin. Just don't scrub on, like, don't use a physical exfoliant on active breakouts or inflamed skin.
Good point.
So next we're going to balance.
Yes.
And normally we would say tone, but I like the term balance because the category of toners is massive and there's so many different products out there. And what I love about the hydrating toner, and hydrating's in the name, is that it is hydrating. And it's literally like my glow secret. I wash with this, cleanse, and this, and I am so glowy just with these two. It's bananas. I wake up looking very dull. And this is like instant glow with these two. I mean, it's amazing. And it's a really cool like jelly texture. But it's about balancing to maintain your skin's pH and really just prep your skin to get the most out of your routine.
That's so true. Yeah. Our toner is packed with hydrating humectants and supportive lipids. It has witch hazel, aloe vera, rosehip oil in it, which is full of essential fatty acids and omegas. So like you said, it's definitely a balancing, hydrating step in your routine. It gives you an incredible glow, and it's definitely unlike any other toner that you may have used in the past.
I did see someone ask about warm water to cleanse. So Deb281, warm water is different than hot water. So I had someone leave the funniest comment on TikTok where when I had a video about cleansing, and they commented about, because I said something about warm water and they were saying it needs to be cool. I'm like, well, you know, like it can be like lukewarm to warm is fine. It's different than hot. And they were saying, oh, well, warm to me is hot. And I was like, okay, so don't use hot. Even it's like, it's so, but it's so subjective.
It is subjective.
The hot water is what's going to dry your skin. But I totally agree. Like warm water is going to do a better job of cleansing your skin than cold water. It's not necessarily about like opening the pores or anything like that as much. It's really about softening the skin and helping the cleanser do a better job of actually cleansing the skin. So there is the difference between like warm water and hot water. That's why in the winter, when it gets cold and you want to take like the steamy hot showers, you have to be so careful because seasonally our skin can be more dehydrated then, and it can lead to more dehydrated skin.
Yeah.
So let's get into the serums.
Yeah.
So this phase is where the magic happens. I want to note that our serums are packed with humectant. So we could literally talk about so many serums right now, but we've already been on for an hour. So we want to keep it moving. So Kaylee's going to talk about the dramatically dewy serum. Say that 5 times fast.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about the niacinamide booster, but when you're wanting to focus on skin hydration, damp skin is best. Our skin is more permeable when it is damp. So our skincare can absorb better when our skin's damp, but it's the other side that we're also just giving our skincare an optimal environment to like grab onto that water. Remember, humectants want to grab onto water, right? So if we give a nice environment, you get both of those things that can happen. So Kaylee, can you just Tell us why Dramatically Dewy is so amazing.
Definitely will. I love Dramatically Dewy. Yeah, so this is a hyaluronic acid serum. It can elevate your routine day and night, but it is so much more than just a hyaluronic acid serum. It typically hydrated skin is more balanced. It can better absorb your skincare products, which is why this step is important. But this serum is, antioxidant rich. It has active botanical treatment in it. There's 3 forms of hyaluronic acid, hydrocella, and vitamin B5. So hydrocella is really what sets it apart, especially from our Hydrate and Smooth serum. It not only supports skin's hydration deeply, but it supports our barrier function and lipid production, as well as it gives lasting hydration for up to 72 hours post-application, which is amazing.
And that's why people can start using it and see those results so quickly. And hydrocella, just so everyone knows, is a hibiscus extract. It's from the calyx of a hibiscus. Yep. And the job of this part of the hibiscus is to hydrate the flower, to protect it. Mm-hmm. And so we were able to just capture that amazingness into this product. And like you said, it's not just the hydration. Like we were talking about, you want both sides of it. Mm-hmm. It does both those. It's really a cool ingredient. I loved learning about it. It's really amazing.
Yeah, no, I do too. So yeah, in addition to the hydrocella, there is, different ways of hyaluronic acid, which we kind of talked about earlier in the live. When used together, really creates synergy and a dynamic. It can really plump the look of skin a little bit more when they're all 3 working together. There is panthenol in it, which is vitamin B5. It helps attract and attain moisture in the skin. It also provides protection and just enhances our natural repair process. So typically, like we mentioned, hyaluronic acid serums will work best when applied to damp skin. It really only takes like 4 to 5 drops, and then just kind of press it into your skin. Bring it down to your neck and chest, back of your hands. It's great for all skin types, of course, but this specific, product was really formulated with dry and normal to dry skin in mind.
And it does leave such a glow right away. It feels so good on the skin.
Pretty immediate, yeah.
The first one I grabbed was empty.
That's
I need to grab new ones.
How amazing it is.
But it is that unique texture. And that liquid silk. So someone's asking how you would add it, just kind of like how we're explaining. You, after cleansing and toning, you can layer it on really in any order with your other serums. You just want to make sure it's on damp skin. You don't have to worry about not being able to pair it with other ingredients. I think it is vegan. Someone's asking if it's vegan. I believe so. And it's, I want to put it all over my body. My skin is instantly so soft when I put this on, and it's so glowy. But part of that is it's not just trying to get humectants on there. It actually has multiple ingredients that make it nourishing. It's kind of like a light liquid lotion serum, which is why I actually like to apply it after my other serums, because it does have that texture to it. So if anything's like lighter weight or more fluid, I apply it under, just because this does start supporting the skin barrier when you start applying it. I want to chat about the niacinamide booster. Someone was asking, can you use them together? You for sure can. You can totally use these together. Both of these pair with your other serums very easily. You don't really have to worry about what they say is a contraindication of like, no, you can't do that. They're really easy to just integrate into a routine. But both of these do have those hydrating and barrier supportive components. And like Kaylee was saying, the Dramatically Dewy works for all skin types, but it's super ideal for normal to dry skin. Absolutely. In contrast, the 10% niacinamide booster is ideal for normal to oily skin. Because niacinamide is so great at improving the appearance of pores and really balancing oil and shine, and the other ingredients we have in the formulation support that. But it has an ingredient in there called pentavidin. And pentavidin also has really cool data around it. So I'll read this. It says, in a clinical in vivo study, showed that just 1% of pentavidin reduced the look of dry skin by 20% after just 4 weeks. After the last treatment, the deeply hydrating effects of pentavidin were visibly shown to last 72 hours. So both of these serums can hydrate the look of skin for 72 hours with those humectants and those really cool hydrators that are in there. I personally, so this is what I do, because I have combination sensitive skin. And it really gets impacted seasonally. So I love Dramatically Dewy during the day, and I love the glow that it gives and how it lays under makeup. And then I love the 10% niacinamide booster at night with my retinol or in an exfoliation routine. So I actually use them both, but like that's just how I use it. So daytime for me, vitamin C, Dramatically Dewy, and at night for me is either exfoliation or my retinol with niacinamide. That's how I like to layer them, because I don't really use more than 2 serums at a time. I go one or two. Now, should we do it? Let's give away one more Dream Duo.
We should give away, one more.
So we're gonna do a Q&A, and then we'll give away the grand prize. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Let's give away one more Dream Duo. Let's pick another Dream Duo winner, and we're going to start answering some questions, and then we'll do grand prize. All right. You all have been amazing.
Yes.
But really, because then we're going to talk about the final steps while we do this. So we still have to talk about the last part of all of this. We have a winner.
Ooh.
Kaylee, do you want to read the winner?
Yeah, LaDonna Field. LaDonna, sorry if I said your name wrong. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You have won the Dream Duo set with that incredible 10% niacinamide booster and the Advanced Repair Eye Cream. Speaking of the eye cream, after I do my serums, I like to do my eye cream and moisturize. Both of those are going to lock in hydration. And this, like we were saying, this is that really important element. So we've layered our serums. We want to lock it in with a moisturizer. And I love putting that Dramatically Dewy under my eyes and then layering my eye cream on top.
Me too.
Boost and support hydration, lock it in. Same thing around the face. You choose your moisturizer basically based on your skin type. But I do want us to chat quickly about the anti-wrinkle moisturizer. Mine is behind me on my
there it is.
But this moisturizer is iconic, and it has those natural humectants in there, but it's packed with peptides and barrier supportive ingredients. So that's why I wanted to really talk about this one briefly. I know we're long on time, but I think it's a really cool one to call out because it has peptides, and peptides are barrier supportive and they can support hydration. They don't just improve the look of lines and wrinkles. And we have a really cool complex in here, which is peptide complexes that really can target the look of deep wrinkles, but they can also support skin hydration and barrier function. And one of those peptide blends has a ceramide in there, and ceramides are one of those key components of our barrier. Half of our skin barrier are ceramides, and we lose them when we age. And so it has those ceramides that help create that protective shield, those yummy lipids. And what cool ingredient does it have, Kaylee, that is the hyaluronic acid alternative?
It has Solumoist in it, which is a hydrating tamarind seed extract-based formula, which has been clinically proven to hydrate better than traditional hyaluronic acid. So, and amazing product.
So again, you get both of those. You get the humectants, and then you get the really cool barrier supportive ingredients that lock it all in. And like we said, when our skin's dehydrated, what looks worse? Our lines and wrinkles, right? And so this works two ways because it has those things that can naturally support hydration. So it improves the look of lines and wrinkles, but then it has those peptide complexes that work on a deeper level to improve long-term the look of lines and wrinkles. So there's a reason it's iconic. Like, and why we call it, I don't know if you know this, Kaylee. You tell me if you do.
Maybe.
So the name is glycopeptide anti-wrinkle moisturizer, right? So it does have a low level of that glycolic acid in there. Like we said, is a humectant, but that actually is formulated in a way to help the peptides actually penetrate this into the skin more deeply. So it's really an advanced delivery system for those peptides to help them get where they need to go. And then that itself is a humectant.
That's true.
Cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
And then if you want to, you can finish with oils. So I always finish with oils. And because again, those don't have any humectants in there, really. You just want to lock it all in. Anything with oils is going to seal it all in. Someone's asking about the eye gel. Eye gel is great. It is also humectant rich. You could use that under your eye cream and around your lips. I would just use it before moisturizer. So something like that, it would just say like, it doesn't really matter the order. It would just be before your moisturizing products.
Absolutely.
So we are going to answer some questions while they decide who our grand prize
Grand prize.
Grand prize, grand prize.
Yes.
Pam is asking which oil is best.
Ooh,
What do you think?
that's a good question. I mean, for me, the new vitamin C dry oil is amazing. But the rosehip oil we have is amazing as well. So can't go wrong with either. I would say the vitamin C is more of a dry oil. It doesn't feel quite such a oil would, if you will. So the texture is a little bit different. The ingredients are a little bit different, but they're both great.
Yeah. Especially in the summer, because with combination skin, I get way shinier in the summer, but also summer is like sun damage season.
Very true.
I have been so obsessed with the dry oil in the summer because it does have that dry touch, and I love skin oils.
Me too.
But the other ingredients in there, like the squalane and the coconut alkanes, really help support your skin barrier too.
Yes.
But it's not too heavy. So even when it gets really hot, or I have these like super new hot flashes that are a part of my life now, yay. It works really well through the added heat and like dark spots. So I am that if I had to pick between the two, I'd pick the dry oil, especially seasonally. I mean,
that's a good point.
The dry oil is so good. That the 30% THC ascorbate. It pairs so well with other things. I can use it as a spot treatment or all over. I love it. And I'm loving seeing how many of you have tried it and are just absolutely loving it. So ask us your questions. Kaylee and I will answer some questions before we do we have a winner. Emma's like, you're just kidding. All right, Edie Irvin, you are a grand prize winner, and you have won the Liana Spa Box with all of these yummy goodies in it. And this is available for purchase too. It's a really great hydration supportive set. It can be used day and night. It's got the cutie patootie headband in here, and this is available for purchase. It's really such a great set, and it's such a great value. But Kaylee, how would you feel about answering just a couple more questions? Because we haven't done as much Q&A. And congratulations on that. But I want to see if
congratulations. Answer some more questions.
Yes, oils after moisturizer, even the vitamin C dry oil. Yeah. So if I were layering rosehip and the dry oil, I would layer the rosehip last. Now, the vitamin C dry oil is unique because it does have a dry touch feel. So it can layer over or under moisturizer. But you have to understand that your moisturizer does have those humectants in there. And if you use a lot of it, it's going to already start creating a barrier to your skin. And I like putting oils on last. So maybe I'll spot treat with it first, but it can be layered over or under your moisturizer. But if you do want to put the dry oil underneath, give it a little more time to absorb. So you're not trying to put a moisturizer directly on top of that oil before it's had time to It's kind of personal preference. I've actually done both. I've even mixed it into my moisturizer. Like sometimes when I do that highlight of my routine, but I still am so obsessed with it, I have to have it. I'll put like a drop of moisturizer and I feel like a glowy queen.
Amazing. It's a good tip.
It is. I love it. I put it in everything.
That's okay. Me too.
This is a really great question.
This is a good question.
And this is important. So if using the vitamin C oil, do we use the Actives vitamin C as well? And I've seen questions on this. I will answer this a million times. I love talking about this. So we have three main, what I would call active or potent main vitamin C products, right? We have vitamin C in a ton of products, but these three are going to be our most potent. So we have the Actives Brighten and Even Serum, which uses Kakadu plum and a vitamin C derivative. We have the vitamin C booster powder, which uses pure ascorbic acid, which is pure vitamin C, and ferulic acid. And then we have the new dry oil. So I would for sure not mix the vitamin C booster powder and the dry oil. Both of these have very high levels of potent vitamin C. So ascorbic acid is pure vitamin C. I put that in the same category as like retinol, where you really have to like integrate it in a little more slowly if you've never used it. The vitamin C dry oil is still 30%. And while this derivative form is more easy to tolerate, it is still considered an analog to pure vitamin C. So we don't want to use these together. That's too much of a good thing. That's just a party getting a little out of control. We don't want to do that. Now, the Actives Brighten and Even Serum, because it's much more easy to tolerate with that Kakadu plum, you actually can mix this with other forms of vitamin C. But again, I would kind of say that's more for the advanced vitamin C user, or just try it, because there can always be like a delay. So if you're like using a ton of this and you're using your retinol products at night and you're layering this on day and night, at some point your skin could just say like, this might be a little much for me. So just know that if you're mixing the Actives Brighten and Even Serum and the vitamin C dry oil, to just test it out, and maybe don't do that every day and see how your skin does. But for sure not the vitamin C booster powder and the dry oil.
No.
I do not approve that message.
Please do not.
That is not SD Bestie approved.
No.
And I see someone saying that you've used them together. And if you haven't had an issue, that's amazing. It's just for a lot of people, that's just going to be way too much. And again, we want you getting the most out of your skincare, right? And so I don't want you unnecessarily like using something that's going to total to like 60% vitamin C. That would be so much. So yeah. All right, let's pick one more question. Can you post order the products? Yes, actually, if you go onto our blog, we have some amazing blogs up, and this hydration routine is actually already up and featured on our blog. I think an email actually went out talking about some of mine and Kaylee's favorite hydration picks, so that if you haven't seen our blog, it's under the About Us section. So when we go through these routines and stuff, they are always reflected on a blog on our website too. So you can read about it, read about all this cool stuff that we said kind of as a recap, and the routine will be there too. And then will you explain the little tool with the eye cream? Kaylee, you want to tackle that one?
Yeah, of course. Good question. So it's actually both an applicator and it works well for puffy eyes. So you can use it for both reasons. The flat end is going to be where you'll scoop out the right amount of product. And then the little roller ball end, you can massage it in. It does have a nice cooling effect. So like I mentioned earlier, it does, help with the appearance of puffy eyes, but it also just feels really nice. Can take time to give yourself a little massage with it. It's really great.
Yeah. And it feels so cool. And I'm so warm
cool,
right now.
Yeah.
It just feels amazing.
It does.
Really good. And you can keep it in the fridge because that cool application can just help with the look of puffiness, and it feels really great for that little massage. So thank you all so much for joining us. Do not forget to shop our 4th of July sale. You can use code BUY2GET1.
Yep.
Load up your cart with all sorts of goodies, and just have an amazing evening. If you have any questions about products or what you should get or order of your routines, who knows where to find us? Where can you find Kaylee and I to answer all of your questions? You want to answer that, Kaylee?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were asking them. I'm sorry. Yes, of course I can answer it. Yeah. So you can find us in the VIP group. We try to answer as many questions. You guys have so many great questions in there. We love to see your before and afters. We're having a before and after giveaway going on right now. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. But you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the social media channels. We try to put out, education in different forms on each platform. So yeah, you can find us there.
You can find us all over. And if you have specific questions too, you can always email our customer service at support@gopurebeauty.com. Kaylee and I love working with our customer service team to help answer those questions as well. And Veronica, if you had a question that wasn't answered, I didn't see your question. I apologize. Hop into the VIP group or email support@gopurebeauty.com. And we are more than happy to answer your questions. It's really hard for us to see the chat on our end because all the social
so many good questions.
So it's fast and furious on our end. I did see someone ask, can you use the dewy with the retinol? Yes, you absolutely can. Veronica, I wish I could find where your question was to answer it. I apologize. I didn't see it. That's the first time.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I'm so sorry.
But yes,
we can try to find it afterwards.
Absolutely hop into the VIP group or email us and we will answer your questions. And yeah, on all of the social channels as well. So I hope you all have an amazing evening. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so
much.
And we
will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.